The most recent data shows that the United States spent nearly 1 billion with a B, $1 billion since January of this year bombing Yemen. Then the current administration approved nearly $12 billion in weapon sales to Israel. Now we're in April and President Trump is requesting a record-breaking 1 trillion with a T, $1 trillion in Pentagon budget. So previously, Trump promised to cut military spending. Now he's actually increasing it. How does one make sense of such a stark difference between the current administration's activities, the implemented policies with respect to government spending and, quite interventionist position versus the promises to cut government spending and to end wars, to end conflicts that we all heard during the election campaign?
Well, it builds distrust, and the distrust is justified, and sometimes it's healthy. When people lose confidence in that and all the false promises, they might get together and start talking about changing things and what should they do. So it's something that it's very hard to believe that they go ahead and do this. You mentioned the $1 trillion that they by the end of this year they're going to spend on militarism. Well, there was another person from the administration. They seem to be bragging about it. Representing the administration that possibly in next year it's going to be 2 trillion. It makes no sense at all. It's so immoral because they're printing the money. They're counterfeiters that are doing this. It's fraud. It leads to no good result. And it just leads to, just think how much money has been used, and the money, the $1 trillion we're talking about here, and that's going every place, the Middle East and Ukraine. How many people died? How many people were innocent bystanders? They were civilians, and yet it's almost all our money. Yeah, people say, yeah, but the Americans aren't dying. But the Americans are suffering from it because we're paying for it. It's a terrible, terrible foreign policy to do this and then do it in the name and pretense of getting elected.